Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with my daily theology lesson. It's my meditation that I do daily. I record it and I release it because maybe somebody can get something out of it. You know, choose love, choose hope, choose peace, choose joy. Never give up on yourself. Never give up on yourself. Choose hope. You know, if you have yourself, you have everything. You can always rebuild. Never give up on yourself. Never. You know, choose God this day. The bad guys, they sin. The good guys, we sin. We all sin. It's who you serve. Choose God this day. You know, you don't have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. No one. No one. It's who you serve. If you're making mistakes, don't worry about it. Just come over to Him and He'll help you get through it. Sometimes the struggles are lifetime struggles. But you know, choose God this day to help you get through it the best you can. The best you can. I want to take a moment of silence out for all of those who are being affected by conflicts all over this world. Love, peace, not war. Love, peace, not war. For those of you who are just tuning in, this particular session is devoted to my daily meditations. What I'm doing is I'm going through the three major religions, the Bible, the Quran, and I'm going through a Buddhist text, an introduction to a Buddhist text. It's called The Shape of Suffering. Okay? Right now I do a rotation. I hit each religion twice a week at least. So my rotation is back at The Shape of Suffering, and I'm terrible with the theological names, you know, and the biblical names or whatever. So I ask your forgiveness for that. You know, I'm just trying to learn. So I'm just asking your forgiveness for that. Please feel free to leave me a comment if you have a comment. I left 2 email addresses where I can be contacted on my channel description page. I'm here to be a mentor for you. If I can't help you, then I'll try to refer you to somebody who can help you. The Shape of Suffering, Thanissaro Bhikkhu. Sorry. I know I'm not saying it right, but I tried. So we're just going to pick up where we left off at. And so we begun in chapter 1. And it basically, the introduction, you'll have to go back, but the introduction, it discusses dependent co-arising. I think I'm saying that correctly, in The Shape of Suffering. And basically, just to kind of summarize it, it's about rehearsing, you know, in your mind, thinking about the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and the negative and the positive effects of it, okay? You can go and look it up, though. So I'm just going to pick up where I left off, and I'm not going to read a whole lot of this at one time because it's a lot of information. Now, from the reminderless fading and cessation of that very ignorance comes the sensation of fabrications. From the sensation of fabrication comes the sensation of consciousness. From the cessation of consciousness comes the cessation of name and form. From the sensation of name and form comes the cessation of the sixth sense media. From the sensation of the sixth sense media comes the sensation of contact. From the sensation of contact comes the cessation of feelings. From the cessation of feelings comes the cessation of craving. From the sensation of craving comes the cessation of clinging. Sustenance. From the sensation of clinging sustenance comes the sensation of becoming. From the sensation of becoming comes the sensation of birth. From the cessation of birth, then aging and death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, distress, and despair all cease. Such is the cessation of this entire mass of stress and suffering. It just talks about without this, there's no that, whatever it is, you know. Just, you know. The causes of this, if you didn't have this cause, it wouldn't be that cause, you know, it sounds like, you know. Another passage states that even the first stage of awakening stream entry involves a fourfold sight into, let me start that over. Another passage states that even the first stage of awakening stream entry involves a fourfold insight into any one of the factors of dependent co-arising. Knowing the factor, knowing how the origination of its requisite condition leads to its origination, Knowing how the cessation of its requisite condition leads to the cessation, and knowing the path of practice leading to its cessation. Here, for example, is how the passage treats the factor of fabrication. Which fabrications? These three fabrications: bodily fabrications, verbal fabrication, mental fabrications. These are called fabrications. Body fabrications, verbal fabrication, mental fabrication. These are called fabrications. For the origination of ignorance comes the origination of fabrication. From the cessation of ignorance comes the cessation of fabrication. And precisely this noble eightfold path is the way of practice leading to the cessation of fabrication. Right view, right resolve, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. I'm going to let you just think about it for however you want to think about it. And when a discipline of the noble ones discerns the requisite condition in this way, discerns the origination of the requisite condition in this way, discerns the cessation of the requisite condition in this way, discerns the way of practice leading to the cessation of the condition in this way. He is called a disciple. He is called a disciple of the noble ones, who is one consummate in view, one consummate in vision, one who has come to true Dhamma, if I don't pronounce that correctly. One who sees this true Dhamma, one endowed with the knowledge of one in training, one endowed with the clear knowing of one in training, one who has attained the stream of Dhamma, a noble one of penetrating discernment, one who stands squarely in the door of the deathless. So it's just playing a lot off of, without no this and that. Everything is a tit for a tat type of thing, and trying to figure out what's the best, what's the best way, what's the best explanation, or what's the best direction on how to go about doing something, how to think about it. If you think about it this way, then this might happen, and all of this and that. I'm going to stop right there. It's different, but it's going to make our brain go back and forth, back, and that's what we want. We want to expand our thinking so that our consciousness can become more enlightened and elevated, Anyway, remember to smile this day anyway, and reach out to one person at a time, okay?